What's up guys, Americana back with another video. Lock in because this one's going to be a little bit of a rant. I really need to emphasize a point that everything in this phase of the market is going to sound extremely bullish. Every single news piece that you hear, every single headline, every single narrative that comes out is going to be the most bullish thing you've ever heard in your life. And you'll tell yourself, how could we ever come down from this? It's always how it works. It's how it works every single cycle, okay? So I'm going to show you some examples just so you can be prepared so you don't get fooled when this inevitably happens. Alright, you guys have seen my other videos pointing to a top around October, November. You know, you guys have seen this. I think it'll come in. I think the altcoin market's going to explode. You guys should know generally what my thesis is this cycle, right? But I'm leaving this on there because some of these points apply to like previous points in the cycle. We'll start with just a light one. This is Ukraine war. Everybody was extremely bullish in here, thinking, you know, one last explosion in the altcoin market. We can still recover to 100K. All these like bull flags being drawn in here, right, with this structure. And then the Ukraine war hits and we turn over, right? So this one's a little bit inverse, but you get the point. It's going to be good news here and then terrible news here all the way down, right? But in here we had Coinbase at number 1 on the App Store. We had Facebook pivoting to metaverse and dropping NFTs. We had the early stages of kind of Bitcoin treasury companies with Michael Saylor, with some of these Jack Mallers, I think is his name, is like a big Bitcoin guy who were kind of like paving the groundwork for that, and a little bit of talks of institutional kind of stuff. But I think people think this is really the first cycle with institutions. It's just simply not true. But a little bit of talks of stuff in here, and obviously we still end up finding a top. Okay, Tesla adds Bitcoin to its balance sheet. Okay, this little exit pump in Bitcoin, or exit pump in the altcoin market, massive pump in the altcoin market into like the distribution phase of Bitcoin, right? Another place, like this narrative was amazing. Companies are buying Bitcoin, all these things, right? And we still had a top come in. And there's more stuff in here. It's just a few little examples, right? And here, this is another inverse example. But like the Ethereum ICO companies, the companies that bought just a bunch of Ethereum so they could fund their own operations for projects they wanted to build on Ethereum. Everybody thought this was a really good idea. And then Ethereum's price kept tanking. And eventually, everybody had to sell their Ethereum. And it happened during a time of capitulation, right? So these things happen in here. You had like Bitcoin futures launch, a ton of other bullish news, early stages of like institutional talks, right? Institutional operations, right? I don't care what you say. There was banks associated with Ethereum's ICO in 2014, 2015, whenever it was. So to say that institutions are here for the first time is simply not true. I promise you they've been loading up on their own for many years, right? And I think you guys have the ETFs a little bit mixed up too. Like BlackRock buying and selling for the ETF, they're doing that to like service these people who are buying their own ETF. So they're just making money on the transaction, right? But the demand is coming from like retail and things like that. Just something to kind of keep in mind. It's not like one of the clearest pictures, but you also have access to BlackRock's like own holdings of Bitcoin and Ethereum. So it's kind of better to post like a wallet holding certain coins, or that they're accumulating certain coins in a wallet that's been holding for a long time, right? There's not like money flowing in and out of it, and track that and watch when that buys, if that makes sense, versus just ETF inflows and outflows, because I don't know. Anyways, a little bit of a sidebar there. I'm going to mention it in every single video because I want you guys to feel bad for me. Be like, drop it in the comments, be like, get better soon, bro. But I don't feel super good, so these videos are kind of all over the place, but I wanted to get some stuff out. I feel like the charts speak for themselves. I feel like you just kind of need me to let you know what I'm seeing on screen, but that one was a little bit of a rant. I'm over here clicking the wrong damn thing. Going to the next video. Anyways, I will catch you guys in the next one. Appreciate all the love. Peace.